Hello and welcome to our little wild Hearthstone video on Murloc Warlock. With the new Sunken City cards, Murloc Warlock was easily the go-to sort of deck to do for my first video. The deck is very simple. We're playing more of a slower Murloc game plan with cards like your Gigafin and your Seadevil Stinger that allow you to sort of grind out additional value, and even cards like Azsharan Scavenger are all useful, more slowy, mid-rangey-esque cards. But we do still have some of the traditional Murloc offenders, if you will, like your like your Tidecallers and your Warleaders, since Murlocs, even if we're playing them slower, like we are in our deck, can still go a little bit faster. Now, a quick little note before we get into the video. In case anybody would like to know why, say, I'm not running a card like Mutanus, it is because I don't own the card. If I had Mutanus, I would put that in the deck. I just don't happen to own it, and I don't have 1600 dust floating around. But if you have Mutanus at home, by all means, I would recommend you run it. With that now out of the way, we'll go into game number 1. And game number 1 with our little Murloc Warlock.
The true essence of fear.
Going against the Shaman of some degree. 2-drop into 3. We'll throw back the Seer, since we don't really know what we're going up against. Another Scavenger. We might save the Amalgam of the Deep to actually get value out of this ability. Unless we really need to fight for board, at which point it can't just be a 2-mana 2/3. Oh my god, the Murloc Mirror.
Such glory.
Sure, we'll go Tidecaller.
Job done.
This is fantastic. You really kind of couldn't ask for a better game 1. They are doing the Murloc quest though. It's golden too. Fancy. Right, Tidecaller, coin into Oracle. Well, that's not that bad, actually. I think we'll just go with the Scavenger, as it's the most stats on board. Gonna trade into their... what's it called again? The Oracle. Since they are probably running a little more aggressively slanted, I imagine. Wow, a Murloc. Murmy's technically a Murloc. It is nice to see how different kinds of Murloc decks can sort of play out, so that's a nice little touch. We could play a Seadevil, and then... yeah, we'll play a Seadevil, honestly, into a Vilefin. We just want to develop it a lot on the board, and be able to do the same thing next turn. Sunken Scavenger is honestly just pretty nice to get. And next turn we have 5 mana, so we have that going for us. I think we can actually go face here. Since next turn it's likely going to be an Amalgam and the... oh, it doesn't actually show me the card. Oh, no, it does. We can go Amalgam into the Sunken Scavenger next turn. Okay, that's a card you can win. They're trading, so they feel a little bit on the back foot. Does it get removed? Is that only... okay, so that's how that works. Okay. Let's see. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and... well, maybe we actually just... I think we can actually hold off on the Amalgam, now that I think about it. We'll do another Scavenger. Amalgam. Find us another Murloc. Toxfin can actually be good for trading up, so that's actually going to not be awful. We can then get our Scavenger and trade into their little Hot Spring Guardian. Hot Spring Guardian that is an elemental, which is basically the same thing. We have a little bit of a bigger board. We have some more Murlocs to go. Oh, that's going to be a great combo that we're just going to hold in hand. Does that not... it's a battle cry. Okay, it's not a radiant effect. But now we have a Bluegill into a Toxfin for their eventual Megafin play. Just a totem from our opponent. That's it. Okay, them hitting a taunt kind of stinks a little bit, but that's not that bad, really. Especially once we can amalgam. I think we'll honestly. Well, no, we're comfortable going longer. Let's get rid of the fish fingers, as it's the biggest fish flinger. Since it's the biggest one on the board, and we're just looking to push the most amount of damage. Hoping to hide behind our little Circus Amalgam. Again, they're on 7 out of 10, so we got a couple of totems. The Primal Fin totem's a little slower, but there's nothing wrong with that. Does he just decide to trade in? Okay, so he doesn't either doesn't have or isn't considering some sort of everything is awesome. Or Primal Fin, it's not really working on that angle. We do have the Bloodscent Vilefin and a Blood Tap, so we can play whatever we find. Honestly, I'll just take another Sunken Scav. Might not be the most interesting thing in the world. In this instance, part of the perks of our Murloc package, from both cards like the Bloodscent Vilefin and the Seadevil Stinger, is that it allows us to sort of cheat out things at the cost of health, which is nice. Again, I think you can still face him. Oh yeah, and kill him. I wasn't even paying attention. I was just trying to collate my thoughts. But that was a pretty good game one. Good show off of the Murloc Warleader matchup. We'll head now into game number 2. And game number 2 with our little Murloc Warleader. Another shaman. I'd be very surprised if it was another Murloc shaman. So I think we'll take back the Twisting Nether since we don't really know what kind of deck we're going up against. Quick note, I suppose, while we have it, on the inclusion of the Twisting Nether, since we are playing a slower game plan, it's nice to just have a sweeper every once in a while, and Twisting Nether is a pretty much unconditional sweeper. We'll probably Lushwater Scout on turn 2. Okay, that doesn't really tell me anything. It could be Shutter Walk, it could be a lot of things. Original plan of Scout on 2, so I believe the correct thing to do. I suppose we can Azsharan Scavenger to just generate the most stats. Coin from our opponent. Probably gonna bonk into it, isn't he? Yep. And to be fair, as you should. In that case, then it's easily an Azsharan Scavenger. Just a perfectly fine body, honestly, on a common. 3 mana, 3/4 that gives you an extra card and basically replaces itself. Nothing to scoff at. They might... No. I'm sorry. Is this that, like, OTK overload thing? But I thought that deck sometimes runs the quest, so... Oh well. Anyhow. That's a bit of a weird one. We can't interact with that basically no matter what we do, so there's a real chance they just pop off and do their thing. I think the only thing we can realistically do is develop as much as we can. So we'll Seadevil into an Amalgam. See what we can find. I mean, yeah, honestly, a Scavenger's fine. Next turn, if they play a big thing, we have a Siphon Soul. Or if we just need to build the board, we can Scavenger into another Amalgam. Shrine Portal. Is this that like Diligent Taker or whatever OTK thing, I think? If it is, that's fine. Honestly, we kind of need to kill that Spirit of the Frog, so we're just gonna go Azsharan Scavenger. We'll use Drain Soul, since it's the more limited. And clearly life is going to be somewhat important. See what our opponent does. Baron's Trapper, that was a Serpent Trapper. So yeah, just some sort of overload shaman that might still run that lava shock thing that unlocks mana crystals. trade in, but he has 2 mana left. That'll do it. Yeah, that's not great. But he still trades in. Weirdly. I guess the $1 million question is... let's just be safe here and just Siphon Soul. It might not be the most high value target, but we do have a Twisting Nether for that. If their board happens to get a little bit too scary. Next turn, we can always just Voidgill into an Amalgam.
Shall we make a storm?
I prefer you didn't, if I had to be entirely honest. So it is some sort of... Okay, that's not awful. So then we can do an Amalgam. We're not going to get a whole lot of mileage out of the ability, but what are you going to do? I guess we could do Lookout? I think we'll do Lookout. If things live, we can do Coldlight Seer. Kind of searching for more Gigafins here.
Done.
If they spend a whole turn clearing our board, then it's okay. Next turn, if they don't, clear our board and develop their own. We have a Twisting Nether. Okay, Ancestral Spirits. Okay, that's not... Ugh. Jesus Christ, oh god. That's gonna be painful. Painful, but not impossible. Okay. Okay, so they're basically trading in the majority of $1 million question. Yeah, it's not the most interesting, but we kind of just need Twist here. They do get another one back, but it's just, we're trying to not die, if at all possible.
I am the storm of your demise.
Yeah, so it would seem we are. I like their deck, though. I really did. This is pretty interesting. Okani's not that bad, really. So we can do Okani. Probably smarter if he's to counter a spell, because I think that's the only thing that's really going to get me. I think we just need to Coldlight Seer to just generate a body. Amalgam on Coldlight. And find nothing of use. We'll do the Vilefin just because it's a taunt. At this stage we kind of need it. Even though we just died, but whatever. In a vacuum we would have needed a taunt. But that's fine. I love our perspective. An overload deck that doesn't run the quest of Con or whatever. Honestly, very interesting. Anywho, we'll go on now to game number 3.
Do it.
And our game number 3 with our Murloc Warleader.
Know the true essence of fear.
Okay, if this priest is like every other priest known to man, it is the most boring padded playroom priest in the world. Either some I heal forever priest, or I summon a whole bunch of death rattles, or resummon them. Or maybe it's some switcheroo nonsense that kills me in one turn. If it's switcheroo nonsense, at least I die quickly. The other two are just god-awful. It's just misery and
Job's done.
I'd be very surprised if anything else happens. Maybe if it's that Zyrella heal one OTK deck thing. That's kind of interesting. That's... yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's a pretty nut draw for him. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, dude, they're gonna have to change that. That card is fucking stupid if they just have it. Oh, man. Swapping their cost would be nice, or swapping just their health, I think is like the largely agreed upon way this has to happen. I don't kill this thing in a million years, so we just have to hope they don't have it, honestly. It's not the most subtle or graceful deck in the world. Really? Does that not concern you that you're, like, diluting the switcheroo, or are you doing, like, fair things and not, by all accounts, degenerate shit? Just, yeah, trade into the, one of the elements. And just hope if that's enough. Probably won't be, but a dude can pray. What is their deck doing? Because I'm only used to seeing switcheroo in like degenerate context. And to be fair, this is probably more what they had in mind for the card. Yeah. Let's just be safe here, since I no longer know what they're playing. We'll just Seadevil into an Amalgam, generate a big board. We can't kill the Radiant Elemental even if we wanted to, so let's not waste what little time we have before our opponent no doubt just destructs us. But I'm in it though. That's it? That's the turn. Okay. In that case, yeah, we just go wide and return to our Murloc land. Honestly, Sunken Scavenger is probably the smartest thing to get here. Just in case, I'm still a little scared. Now that we can kill the Sunken Elemental, we probably should. Let's see what our opponent does with 5 mana. Oh, it's a Lyra tech! Okay, cool! Alright, I don't know how this goes down, but I'm in it, Jack. I'm in it. We'll go ahead and Sunken Scavenger. We'll life tap and see what we get. An Amalgam's not bad. Carefully, little trick about the Amalgam. If it sounds like a trick, but I didn't think about this when I started to build this deck. If you Amalgam onto another Amalgam, it will give you several different types. It doesn't go for what you think it would, being a Murloc deck. It does actually take that into account. Anywho, discover a Murloc. It's not fantastic, but it's a card draw. I think that kind of needs to die. There's not a smooth way to kill this thing, so I think we just have to overkill it, unfortunately. I wish we had like a better line there, but we just don't. See what our opponent does. We do have Primal Fin, if we need it. Shadow Word Death does. Really? You don't kill
Someone injured?
the Tidecaller? Why that? Alright, I mean, I'm sure they have a reason. Oh, God.
You have
Alright, yeah, we'll take it. I was really interested in our deck, though. I do like that. I think Lyra's in the core set now. And Lyra's a pretty cool card. I mean, kind of, sort of does the same thing. Of, like, it can take a really long time. But Lyra's a pretty fun card, design space-wise. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like the video if you liked it. Sub if you liked my content. I would like to see more. If you have any constructive, nice questions, that's what comments are for down below. Thank you all. Have a great day, and stay safe out there.